Coming into the camp. And that's our old storage building, the Knott's house. And there's the camp trailer. Right there. Oh, this lighting is so bad. Tractor stuff. 79 GMC. That whole field right there used to be all trees. Not very thick, but pretty thick. Got them all cut. Walk you around. There's the front porch, the trailer. There's wheat planted. Now last year, I planted a bunch of wheat here, and it was full. Deer were coming out all the time, but this year, during the day they were coming out, but this year they're only coming out at night, and they're not really hitting that wheat field, that wheat plot very much. So I cut it down after it had seeded, or headed out, and I probably had about 25 pounds of wheat out of it last year. So this year I did a little different. Dug my rows, planted them in the rows, and covered them up just by hand instead of using a drag on it. So we'll see if we get more this year. All right. There's a barn. There's our dog. She's on her leash, so she won't run off. What do you say, Jers? Say something to us. Speak, Jersey. Speak. 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 You ready to go home? Well, we're fixing to go. Me and her went out this morning. I shot at a deer last night, but missed. So we went out to see if we could find it, but no blood. So looked like I missed, shot low. There was a hole right where it was standing in the ground like a shot low. There's the porch. So when you're sitting on the porch, you can sit out here and just watch. And the deer will come out, especially in the back there. I got some more wheat planted. And they'll come out there and eat, but for some reason this year they're doing it mostly at night. Just kind of disappointed. But last year, one came right along that wood row right there, and that's my sister Teresa's land. We got some good trails there. Came right along there, just crossed right on the back side of that barn, between the barn and the pond, and came right out to about right with those two trees I'm focused in the center there. Right there I had a deer feeder, and sat there and ate with me on the porch for quite a while before it ran off, or went back. It didn't run off, it went back in the woods. And there's the pond down there. But all this used to be thick trees, and you could not even see to the back there where the tree line is. Now originally all this was farm open pasture land when my dad was young, and you could see for miles where people started planting pine trees because it was money when it grew. So you have a lot of woods around here now, a lot of grown up, but this was all grown up because my dad had planted some pine trees, but it had got so thick and the pine trees started getting bugs, and I wanted to turn this back into a pasture, because eventually we want to put a horse or cows or goats or maybe even some gerbils, not really sure. But so we had them come in and cut this and leave this for a pasture and thin this out, and it was a mess. But had a guy, very nice bulldozer man, come through, and he cleaned it up very well. We had about 5 big piles to burn, but burned it and stump ground as much as we can, which we're going to stump grind some more. Get it where all you got to do is just bush hog it, because if you don't, you got to weed eat it, because you can't bush hog it, because you hit stumps with your bush hog until you bush hog up. So anyways, I stumped down almost everything out there where you can bush hog all that except for a couple. But back in there, the sweet gum trees want to grow back, and they can grow back fast, and it doesn't matter if they get rain or not. I've seen them grow right out of bone dry ground. So you got to keep those cut down. So I'm going to stump grind everything, finish stump grinding everything, where all you got to do is bush hog. all this. And got a couple more little burn piles, but it will look very, very nice once it's done. I'm excited to get that done. My uncle's gonna go in together and get the bush hog and work on it together. His land, and then I'm gonna, I mean, not bush hog, but stump grinder. And so if you ever clear land, something to think about is make you a big patch where you can have everything put to burn, because it's kind of dangerous. I had a big pile right over there. You can imagine burning right in the middle of all those trees. But a patch where everything can be pushed, burn it, then get you a stump grinder. And even if you got to rent it 3 or 4 times, get all the stumps grounded just low enough to bush hog. You don't have to put them 6 inches under, just maybe a half an inch or an inch underneath below the level of the ground, where you can run a bush hog on there. And because then you can keep the trees from growing back up, and you can make a nice pasture out of it. It's worth it to get it done. If I had it to do over again, I would just do it 3 or 4 weekends in a row, rent the stump grinder, and get everything ground. After I had somebody first get somebody come in with a bulldozer, push up your piles, and get your stump grinder, come in and grind everything down. And then all you got to do is bush hog it. Plant you some grass seed, disc it, plant you some grass seed, and bush hog it. And that's some clover. I don't think the deer have been hitting that. That's, I forgot what kind of clover it is, Lando or something like that. And but it sprouts up pretty tall after, right toward the spring, starts getting spring. This is the other wheat grass, but I learned a lot in clearing land. It seems like a lot of work when you spread it out over a long period of time, but if you have about a month after you get, this is 7 acres, you have about a month after you get done, that's all you need. If you could work steadily, if you could just take a couple of weeks off, do the rest on the weekend, you could get a lot done. There's a pier. Pond, me and my dad built that pier. I helped get a lot of it. But there's the other wheat field, which is doing pretty good this year. Best way to plant wheat, you know, is I found out, you know, if you ain't got a seeder or something, because you can broadcast it and then try to disc it in, but it just doesn't grow as good. So I'll just disc and make me some rows, and then drop me in some cottonseed meal, a little lime seeds, and then cover it back up, and it will grow pretty good. So this is what the deer are seeing when they're seeing me on the porch. They're looking back over here. But then in the summer and spring, when the grass starts growing, just let it grow. Bush hog it once a month, you know, if that. Because let the grass kind of seed. And a lot of this is bahia, and it's seeded, and it looked like just a gold sheen over this whole area with as the seed heads. Bahia, you know, they're usually black seed heads, but once they start ripening up, they'll turn almost like a gold color. It just looks real pretty. I have to videotape that. But it's still patchy, and there's still some weeds in it, so you just got to keep cutting it. But eventually it will thicken up. But I seeded it twice with Bermuda, but both times we've had 2 real dry summers, springs and summers, so it really didn't take good. So I don't know if I'm gonna seed it this year or not. Of course, if I don't, it'd probably be a lot of good rain, but I don't know, I haven't decided. I got another set of land I'm working on now. I want to get it disced and leveled up a little bit and seeded across the way. Another little camp area for somebody to come and spend some time. But very enjoyable down here, very relaxing. It's easy to spend all your time working, but you know, you got to get stuff done, and you got to just come down here and relax too. So, but anyways, this was my dad's land, and my son inherited it. So just trying to make it a little enjoyable. And I used to hunt over here, but I decided about a year ago, saw I was hunting, some deer came out, like, you know, I just really don't want to. I wanted to feel like they can just come out here and eat and move around, because it's so much fun just to sit and watch them. So anyways, that's about it. There's old dog. I'll zoom in on her. She's upset. She's ready to go.